Hi there, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Kristen Welton and today I'm going to be doing a cooking video. The other day I went to the market and I picked up some gorgeous vegetables and I decided that today I'm going to do a very vegetable forward, fall inspired, incredible dish. Along with these delicious vegetables, I'm going to pair them with a whole grain basmati rice and haddock fillets. I want to show you how to make a delicious dish with tons of vegetables and impacted with tons and tons of flavor. All right, so let's get to it. Here are my haddock fillets, my brown basmati rice, and my gorgeous bounty of vegetables. We have mushrooms, zucchini, baby tomatoes, asparagus, 2 different kinds of peppers, and a red onion. Along with that, we have some aromatics. We have 3 cloves of garlic and a stick of rosemary. One of the most important steps is obviously washing your hands before you start to handle food. I've put a cup of the brown basmati rice into a strainer and we're going to rinse the rice. It's really important to do this step because you want to clean the grains before you start cooking them. Okay, the rice is rinsed really well. And now we're going to set it into this bowl to drain. Like so. What I like to do when I have vegetables and a protein to cook and I have a heavy starch like a rice that takes a lot of time to cook, this will take approximately 30 minutes. So I like to just get the rice started. Sometimes it's a tricky situation with trying to flavor rice, so I try to avoid soy sauce as much as I can because of the sodium content. So I like to use garlic, spices, and herbs to really kick flavors up a notch. For this basmati rice, yes, we are going to be using garlic, but we are also going to be using a fall broth as well as some fresh thyme. So here's 1 cup of the fall broth. And another cup. I'm going to turn my stove on high, get that broth really nice and hot before I put in the rice. Also, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. This is about the equivalent of 1 clove. I don't know about you, but our family loves garlic. I find that I get sick a lot less, which is really important because I have MS. And if I can do something to limit the amount of times that I catch a cold, then the all better it is for me. Okay, before I put my rice in, I I want to put a few sprigs of thyme in there. Okay, this is looking fantastic. Now it's time to put in our rice. Carefully put it in. Give this a gentle stir. Hi, Spiky. Hi. I know. Hi. I know. What? What, Spiky? Okay, I'm going to turn this down to a medium high. Place the lid back on and let it do its work. In the meantime though, let's get preparing those vegetables. Then I rinse these. Rinse, and I definitely don't want seeds. In this whatsoever. I hate the seeds of peppers. I'm not gonna cut anything fancy. I don't even care if they're uniform. Basically just bite-sized pieces. Another pepper. I like to use most of the pepper, as much as I can, without using the membrane on the inside as well as those stupid seeds. Again, wash the peppers. As well as the cutting board and my knife. Although it's best to cut everything into uniform pieces so they cook at the same time, because this really is like a flash in the pan type of thing with the peppers. It doesn't really matter to me that much because I still want to retain that delicious and satisfying crunch. Okay, here's my bunch of asparagus. And a quick tip to know when to cut the bottom of an asparagus. The ends of an asparagus are very woody and yeah, not very good to eat. It's not exactly a desired mouthfeel at all. You take a stalk of asparagus, you bend it, and where it breaks off, that means this is the woody part, this is the good part. Then you can take this and compare that size with the rest. And now you know where to cut. For the mushrooms, I like to just rip the stem off and cut in half. And now for the red onion. Little known fact is that I'm actually allergic to onions, but I love them so much. I don't go into anaphylactic shock or anything like that. I just get a really nasty rash and it's itchy and uncomfortable and everything else. So I kind of avoid onions, but probably not enough. And for the onions, I'm just going to be chopping easy peasy, lemon squeezy, just into quarters. Remember, a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. One of the popular things that people complain about when cutting onions, aside from crying, is the fact that they can't get the smell of onion off their hands. It's like it permeates into your skin. And I'm going to show you a quick and easy tip of how to get rid of that scent off your hands. So believe it or not, this is probably going to be the easiest and fastest tip that I can ever give you. This is such an easy fix to such a smelly problem. First, you get your water running to your desired temperature. Get your soap. Make sure your hands are nice and wet. And then take your soapy hands and rub it against a stainless steel sink. Rinse really well. And no onion smell. Okay, so let's check on the rice. So if you have pots like mine, they get very hot on the handle. And this is looking gorgeous. And nothing is sticking, but it is time to turn that off. Place the lid. Take it off the heat and let it sit. With the lid still on, it is going to stay super, super hot, and it's just going to continue to soak up those juices. Next, we are going to turn on another ring. So I've got my pan heating up, and I have some extra virgin olive oil here. Drizzle that into the pan. I give it a good splash there. Turn that down to medium. I'm going to be cooking the vegetables that take the longest to cook, which is of course the red onion. When I cook onions, I like to be pretty liberal with my pepper and give a good sprinkling of salt. Oh my god, my stomach just started rumbling. love my pots and pans. I bought these last year and I'm a huge fan of Paderno, and these are the Copper Core series. So these heat up so fast and retain their heat for a long period of time. And it cooks so evenly and nicely, and I just love, love, love this set. So now is the perfect time to add the zucchini. Now it seems like a lot of vegetables in this pan. It's almost like it's overflowing. But once they cook down, the vegetables start to really, really shrink. Tomatoes, rosemary. Let's get that in there. Okay, so we're going to work on the seasoned flour mixture. I do tend to heavily season my flour. This is about a cup. Now we're going to add about a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder. Yes, we are very garlic friendly here, as you know. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper seasoning. And last but not least is a teaspoon, well actually about half a teaspoon, I'm going to do half, of paprika. Mix that up. We want this stirred well and have all of the ingredients evenly distributed and mixed. All right, now we're one step closer to getting this fish on the go. Next, we're gonna take 3 eggs, crack them, and whisk them up gently. Whenever I work with eggs, I like to crack them into a measuring cup first. That way I can make sure that there's no shells or that the egg is fresh and okay. Looks good. I have this weird aversion to eggshells. I don't like eggshells in any of my food. I've been to breakfast places before where there was an eggshell in my food, and it literally makes me want to throw up and I can't eat anymore. So that's why I am so careful with my eggs. I'm going to take these and whisk them up really quickly. So before this next step, I'm going to wash my hands really, really well. So I have my prep station ready. Everything is in order the way that I need to have them. My hands are freshly washed and clean, and I am set to get this started. First, we can take a fish. Take this slice of fish. Make sure all of it is dusted in flour. Do a little shake into the egg mixture, and then I pop it back into the flour. I like doing a double dredge. Shake and place on the plate. Next, same order, get this nice and dredged, shake into the egg mixture, I always make a mess with my hands. Of course, I try to only use one hand for wet and one hand for dry, but yeah, that's not working out so well today. And if you see some places that are still a bit wet, I just pat flour on it. Not too much, just a bit. Next, dredge. Make sure all of it is getting covered. Shake the excess. Again, into the egg mixture. Get it nice and coated. Back into the flour. Give it another shake. And last piece. Lightly dredge. You should make a song of this. Lightly dredge. Dip in egg. Dredge again, shake it off. You heard it here, folks. My album will be dropping probably in never. Although that could be my DJ name. And of course, I want to clean that up. Okay, so I have my pan nice and warmed up. I put a sprig of rosemary in here. It is nice and toasty brown the way I like it, but that's up to personal preference, of course. We are going to start dropping fish. Okay, let's check on these vegetables. I've already removed the sprig of rosemary, and these are looking so good and yummy. Some of the tomatoes are blistering, some of them are staying whole, so they will be a burst of flavor in our mouths later. I know Kira's pretty excited for dinner tonight. onions are gorgeous. The mushrooms are perfect. And we have some cloves of whole garlic in here, just for the aromatics and that delicious, delicious garlicky flavor. Let's take a peek at the rice. Look at how fluffy that is. It is perfect and it smells so amazing. We're going to take out the sprigs of thyme. And most of the leaves have come off it and are in that rice. The last two, we're setting them aside to cool properly before we compost them. That rice is unbelievably perfect. Okay, so I've washed my hands and now I'm going to check the fish. Remember to only flip your fish once, otherwise you run the risk of overcooking. And when you're flipping any hot food, make sure you're flipping away from you, whether it's this way or that way. See how gorgeous those look? Okay, we are almost ready. I'm just going to turn off the pan just a little bit, and now we're going to flash fry the asparagus. And there we have it. A homemade, delicious meal full of vegetables, protein, and a fabulous whole grain. Okay, that's it. That is how I made tonight's dinner, and it was super easy. It takes a little while, but anything delicious is definitely worth the wait. Okay, well, I can't wait to eat, and Kira is standing here excited for dinner, waiting and chomping at the bit to get fed. So you know what? I'm gonna go now so that we can eat. But first of all, I just want to thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you gained value out of it, and if you did, please give it a like. If you're new to me and haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And don't forget to slap that notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I'm live or when I've uploaded new and delicious content. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on filming. Bye for now.